Alright. So, welcome to our group presentation. I'm your host and also group representative, Santyaka, and we are discussing about pros and cons of lockdown policy. Okay, the first country that we research being Indonesia. Pros and cons of lockdown policy in Indonesia. The first one being progressing the number of corona cases. That is an obviously number one fact. Okay? The second one, help with tracking suspect COVID-19 more effectively and also efficiently. So, yeah, track of the ODP and also PDP, orang dalam pemantauan and also pasien dalam pemantauan. And the third one, reducing the burden of cost incurred for equipment, logistics to medical personnel. And now we are talking about the cons. The first one being heavy economic impact. So there are prices inflated everywhere, from goods like the vegetables in your regular market into like the high demand one, like the mask and also hand sanitizers. So thus, because of that high demand and also the prices that inflated so high, we need to make our own mask with kain perca or other resources that we can find. The second one, activity restrictions are considered still effective. Yes, it is effective in some parts of Indonesia, but it is still, kind of ineffective in other parts, in like high populated one. For example, like in Jakarta, and also the parts where there are like many factories or like kind of a low suburbs area, like daerah-daerah yang kumuh. Okay. And the third one being the panic. So it is we cannot deny about the panic one. So we do happen this effect once in a while in our life. But guys, when things are getting out of control like this, let's try focus on things that we can control. Just like the rules that the WHO said, like, for example, like wash your hands minimum of 20 seconds, stay at your home 24/7, etc., etc. And then move on to the second country. It is being America. Alright, to the first pro, it is saving lives. Okay, that is an obvious fact. And then the second one being lesson strain on NHS. So if you guys don't know, so there's some kind of a trade activity that happened between US and also UK on NHS. And NHS is National Health Service in UK. So there are lessons strain on NHS, and yep. The rapid pollution. It not only happened in US, but it also happened in Indonesia as well. Like from the viral posting, like on Twitters or your local meme source, the sky in Jakarta is very bright blue with many clouds. It is a good thing. The cons, blow to economy and jobs. For America, where there are, many high-tech factories, manufacturer, just like in the Silicon Valley. So there are like very blow. So there are must have been, some kind of a destruction to that. Especially to the jobs that relate to factories. They still need workers though, a lot of them. The second one being pause in education. Yes, that do happen, unfortunately. So in America, the online class that they have is, considered to be ineffective, where students could, do some tricks to avoid the class, etc., etc., where create an effect where the students push their grades up into almost the zero limit to that, and also like the teachers is very very confused about this because they are not quite tech savvy as the students themselves. Okay, so the third one, mental health threat. So US is one of the country where there are many mental health patients. So for the patients that for the patients that still need supervision from their psychiatrist or psycholog or their shrinks, well, it is kind of it's created a big impact for them because you know and as I also do happen to get in this phenomenon as well. I was diagnosed with OCD, and if I were to put myself in that situation, damn, it will be very very hard because there are limited official sources that can still be gathered because internet sometimes can also be a reliable one, but for this health matter, it sometimes can be unreliable. But yeah, the fourth one, democracy and freedoms curtailed. So yeah, so America is known for their liberalism. So by having their freedoms of going outside limited, they are kind of pretty sad. But that applies to the extrovert or the imbibed one. But for some people who are introverts, they might have a time of their life now. All right, then number 5, coronavirus could return. So it could happen in high populated countries like in China, India, or US, being the top 5 high populated countries in the world. It could return, but as time goes by, there must be like vaccines appeared, already like made. So this can be like uh this can be like no bothersome for us. And then into the third country, pros and cons of lockdown policy in India. Alright, so the pro. The environment is the biggest winner. So there are so the India is pretty big. So the spread out of the virus is kind of a lessened, unlike uh other countries where it is like very concentrated due to the country is have like limited area to move. So yeah, and the con is million of jobs gone, commercial complexes lie vacant, fewer tower build and less construction work overall. And then up to the second one, the pro one is the university offering courses online to overseas students due to restrictions on their return. And the con one being social distancing may spike the consumption of alcohol, causing a blowout in obesity. So yeah, some people in India have a habit to drink alcohol, blah blah blah. But yeah, it could be like there's a spike. So, be a company, you could have a time of your life right now, mate. Right, so this is the last one, the pro. About the face mask thing, so we're all realizing now why our giant Moonies were such visionaries. So, for your information, giant Moonies are like the type of tribes or like culture in India, like a type of people that do like long-term meditation. So their immune system is very good, so they don't need like a face mask, like really. But and for the negative one, the crown that the king have is no cover against the corona. So poor King Charles. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, because of okay, so giant moonies have high immune while the king have like a lower immune because they don't involve in such activity like giant moonies. So yeah. And that's it for our presentation right now. And we would like to say thank you for all of you folks to, stay tuning in this presentation. So, the group involves Ari Christomi, Devira, Mila, Wafiq, and also me, Santyaka Ariduta. And then, thank you so much.